Hi, welcome to the channel. So today I'm continuing my reaction on the British Parachute Regiment. This is PPlatoon episode 7 coming from the channel PPlatoon. Let's get to it. If you want to help the channel out, I could really use a like, sub, comment, and share. Thank you. I appreciate it.
The recruits of Athens Platoon have successfully passed P Company Test Week and have earned the right to wear the Parachute Regiment's maroon beret.
You must observe your safety distance with your blank and any pyrotechnics at you.
But they're only paratroopers elect and not yet fully trained combat soldiers. Before they can join one of the regiment's battalions, where they could be deployed to any danger zone in the world, they must demonstrate they've got the necessary skills to fight effectively and safely alongside their fellow soldiers.
Do they not have any speed loaders?
Over 2 exercises during the final phase of their training, the recruits, traditionally known as Joes, must convince the training team they have warrior credentials. Only then will they be allowed to complete their 7-month course and pass out in front of their families.
So I just want to point something out, that in the US Army, we will also call junior soldiers Joes sometimes.
The first tactical exercise takes place in Catterick Garrison. In a mock-up town called Winnie Hill, the platoon, whose number has been boosted by other recruits, have been tasked with seizing a house held by insurgents.
And the grey one goes in your top left arm pocket.
Using a high-tech form of laser gaming, the men must wear electronic identity tags, along with small audio devices which sound if they've been hit. They must secure the house, taking as few casualties as possible.
When I was in the US Army, we used a laser tag system called Miles. But since I've been out, I'm pretty sure that the Army has replaced that system with something more advanced and modern.
And will repeat the attack to ensure they grasp everything they're taught. Much of the fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan took place in towns, villages and compounds, and fighting in built-up urban areas is a stark necessity.
It's a very controlled situation. If they start doing their own thing and start getting above it all and getting too aggressive, then it can all go horribly wrong.
Get down from there and send hold tonight!
Urban warfare is a lot different. You take more casualties during urban warfare, and because there's so many places to hide, rounds can fly through walls.
But do not fucking flinch. Get a weapon in your shoulder and engage the enemy if you see it.
If someone suddenly hears you in a room, they can just literally spray the wall full of bullets and you could all be dead on the other side.
Move in!
The house is a state-of-the-art facility containing dozens of hidden sensors recording every movement and action.
Right, number 3's fired through that mouse hole and shot and killed the enemy. 14's just shot and injured number 3.
In the debrief, each recruit is represented by a numbered blue icon.
It was a very good tool to use and show them why you can't get out of control in that environment.
Number 3 was injured, he was shot in the head, so he was lucky. Number 4 was shot in the legs twice and killed, obviously blood loss. Number 6 was shot 5 times.
5?
Yeah. Number 7 was shot in the head, and the enemy was shot twice, once in the head, once in the legs.
For now, it's a form of computer game, but one day it'll be a genuine matter of life and death.
In the last 5-10 years or so, more and more armies are incorporating different systems like this in their training. And as you can see, it is a very valuable tool.
That's out of bounds. All that there is open. Spin that line there.
Taking a house is one thing. Assaulting a large enemy compound is a considerably tougher challenge. But airborne infantry soldiers have one major advantage over their adversaries. They can swoop from the skies and take their foe by surprise.
That was a good feeling. You feel a heap in the propellers and that. It's good.
You don't think the updraft is actually going to be that powerful, but it feels like it's about to knock you over. And when you're on it, as it's turning, the pilot flew it on its side, and you could see the ground in front of you. And we were actually pretty close to the ground. I was thinking, oh crap.
So the CH-47 Chinook is a great bird. The United States Army also used it. I've only gotten to ride in one time, and that was when we were flying from one FOB to another in Iraq. And I remember I got to sit at the back of the bird right behind the tail gunner, who was just sitting there on the tailgate with his legs dangling. It certainly was an exciting experience, and I'll never forget the great view of Baghdad that I had.
I was nervous a bit though, because he was taking it dead high and like banking from left to right. And I was like, whoa, if this goes wrong, we're fucked.
The RAF's CH-47 Chinook helicopter proved an essential ally in the fight against the Taliban in Helmand province. With the need for surprise and speed, it's perfect for the platoon's objective.
They are getting on a CH-47 as the people that they are trying to emulate do, and deploying into an objective and then destroying the enemy in that objective. And it just made that training seem way more realistic. And they buy into it, and it's great to see.
I felt like a paratrooper, we all did. You know, this is what we do in Afghan. You know, they ride in Chinooks and we sprint out into the fields and, you know, take enemy positions. You know, I feel like a proper paratrooper now.
It felt realistic that you're getting dropped into battle straight off the bat in the Chinook, straight into the platoon attack, like what you would do on the day.
Taking a casualty and rapidly carrying him to a helicopter landing strip for evacuation is something many paratroopers have had to do. Now it's Athens' turn.
So when you don't have a litter, such as a sked or a Talon litter, for example, then you can make an improvised litter. And sometimes you won't have time to do that, so all you can do is grab the patient and get him out as soon as possible. Notice the guys pulling security?
Although this training task has gone well, it relies on simulation. The next one will take it to a much more realistic level.
Live fire.
2 section! Rapid! Fire! Charlie, closing! Charlie, closing!
Did you notice when he stood up, he did not flag his NCO with his weapon? That is very important. Even if the weapon is unloaded or you have blanks, you never flag your weapon at someone. And for those who don't know, flag just means point.
At Winnie Hill, the recruits only fired blank cartridges and threw dummy grenades. Now, for their final exercise, they must use live rounds and hurl real explosives. If they can perform both tasks capably and without danger, they'll pass and their training will be complete.
The real test phase, and probably more important than P Company itself when you talk about turning out the finished product, is LFTT, or live fire tactics and training. You've got the high tempo, it's louder, there's more chaos, and it's a really good way to finish off the training. And when the recruits do well, it's just good confirmation for us that we've got it right.
At U.S. Army basic training, we also do some sort of live fire exercise where we are doing a buddy team advance to an objective, and we're actually firing live rounds. And standing right behind us is a drill sergeant who's acting as a safety.
We're going to throw the grenade and then bounce through.
It's awesome. You know, it's our bread and butter. It's what we love to do. As paratroopers, we'd do that shit every day if we could. And it's the recruits' first taste of it. And it's a great experience for them. And it's it's a really important time for them to show us that they can conduct themselves safely and carry out effective skills and drills on live firing that they will take to battalion on exercise and on operations.
The platoon are first divided into sections, with each one taking turns to assault a position. This involves one team providing covering fire, while another has to quickly flank the enemy.
Get fucking moving now! Get moving!
Where have you fucking been? Stand one fucking down! Get fucking down! Hell, get up there, come on!
You know where everyone is, because you're like, all right, if he steps one bit forward, I've got to go forward, otherwise I could end up shooting him.
I was grenadier for Delta Fire Team, so I had a live grenade in my pouch.
Grenade!
That was good. Having a live grenade go off, literally a few meters from you, you feel it go through you. You feel the force of it.
Get fucking low!
You feel like a soldier, that's the sort of things you'll be doing in operations, like doing section attack, platoon attacks. Like obviously you're going to be firing live rounds at the enemy and like doing all them sort of things. It was brilliant.
After an exacting final phase, Athens platoon are judged proficient and safe to deploy into combat.
What are those blue things that are on the back of their helmets? I'm assuming it's what the U.S. Army calls cat eyes. Am I right?
They have now successfully completed their training. The recruits have reached the end of their 28-week parachute regiment training course. To mark the occasion, they will march past their families in Helles Barracks in Catterick Garrison. It's known as the Pass-Out Parade and marks the moment they formally become soldiers. To prepare for this ceremony, the recruits, still known as Joes, help each other with their No. 2 dress suits.
Even after basic training, we still refer to our junior enlisted soldiers as Joes. That's for the U.S. Army.
Unlike other units in the British Army, the parachute regiments only wear berets, even for the most formal of occasions.
Black ledge, come out front, face the platoon.
The formalities begin with a toast.
What manner of men?
What manner of men are these who wear the Marine Beret? They are firstly all volunteers and are then toughened by hard physical training. As a result,
Private Blackledge, who's won the award of Champion Recruit, is given the honour of reciting Field Marshal Montgomery's famous description of British paratroopers.
they have shown themselves to be as tenacious and determined in defence as they are courageous in attack. They are in fact men apart, every man an emperor.
Every man an emperor!
Every man an emperor!
That'd be a sick coat.
What flag is that?
It was emotional, very emotional, because you go marching on, got a bit of lump in my throat, and then I tried not to look at my mum and dad because I knew where they were sat, and I was like, just looked up. I didn't want to look at them because I looked at them and they were all crying. So yeah, it was a very, very proud moment for me and family. Yeah.
So I will admit it that these soldiers are marching better than most of the U.S. soldiers marched at the 250th birthday parade. I have a video on that. If you want to see it, I'll link it at the end.
As much as the Joes have got to get it right, we've got to get it right as well. And I've got to make sure they're up to that standard for the families, because their families are watching them. And we want to make the best spectacle of these guys as we can, and their families to be very proud.
Athens Platoon are the latest generation of airborne soldiers.
So these two recruits are wearing two different forages. The taller one is wearing a blue one, and the one closest to us is wearing a gold or a tan one. Can somebody please tell me what they represent?
Today's event is a public demonstration that they have earned the right to become members of the Parachute Regiment.
Day one, you don't really take into perspective what's going on and where you're on training, because it's like you're in a bubble, really. And on the pass out, it's like the bubble bursts and you're just there. You've done it. And it was just an overwhelming feeling, really. Everything you've done, everything you've learned.
And what is the meaning of the red sash on Sergeant Bishop in the back? And why does that recruit already have medals?
Finished. A soldier.
Inspecting the parade is Lieutenant General Jack O'Page, one of the most senior officers in the British Army.
What is that gold fourragé he's wearing?
When you're standing there next to the bands, and yeah, you're like, you're number twos, and you look left and right, and we've all worked really hard to be here. Your bayonets gleaming, you just polished it and that, and you see it all the time on TV, and you don't think it'll be you. And it was a hell of a feeling, yeah.
Unreal day. Best feeling ever. You want to walk on the parade square and smile, but you know you can't. Because you just ruin it on the videos. You just have one person smile and the other one like that. So I just had to keep my eyes off my family, otherwise I'd smile. So that's what I did. It's good though.
They look sharp.
Standing on the square with them, leading them on the march past, saluting the general, it's an awesome feeling of pride. To know that you've taken however many guys it was that formed up on day one, but to be able to produce 22 quality men who inspire you because of the hard work that they put in, respect you, and understand the discipline and are ready to go and do anything for you is humbling and awesome, and it's been a very great privilege of mine to be part of it.
One of the main things I remember, which just was the best feeling, was before we went on, we were called Joe. And it was like, make sure you stay in step, Joe. Make sure you concentrate, Joe. And well done, Joe. And when you come off, it's well done, paratrooper.
What's happening now then, paratroopers? You're going to put your fucking weapons in the armoury straight away. Then we'll parade back out, go straight out to the corridor, quick chat, parade outside the block, and we'll go down and see your families. Okay? And then every single one of you can buy me a pipe.
Will you please be upstanding for the men of 766 Athens Platoon? You see me nearly fall over? Yeah.
It's surprisingly how many families say how much they've changed, how much of a better person they can be. Some of these people who rocked up on day one didn't know how to say please or thank you, and now their families are telling us that he's polite. He come in and make me a cup of tea, does his own washing. We're not only a changed person in that way, we've also got a potential killing machine. So everybody's happy.
I think I'm a lot better person now. I respect things a lot more than I did. I'm still a silly not immature, but still that I like to have my fun and have a laugh and that. So I've still got that side, but I've grown up a bit more now.
A lot of these guys, I think, are still kids, 17, 18 years old, so they should have their fun.
Today at Hardwick Hall in Derbyshire, veterans of the regiment's campaigns in World War II are joined by their newest descendants in Athens Platoon to remember and celebrate their actions. It's a chance for the young men to meet fellow paratroopers and hear their stories of courage. They are now part of the airborne family and will be expected to uphold its traditions.
To talk to the person that helped establish your regiment that you have now fought so gallantly through training to become a part of is awesome. To have that character then telling you you're responsible for carrying forward what we started is something else entirely, and it's an impressive and great day for the recruits.
After the fall of France in 1940, Prime Minister Winston Churchill ordered the formation of an airborne force. Hardwick Hall, the former home of Elizabeth, Countess of Shrewsbury, was chosen as its training centre or depot.
It's so important because they need to realise what our forefathers done and how hard it was for them and what they achieved, and to let them look at the standard doesn't change. The war might change, the times might change, but the standard will never change. And we need the same determination and grit as they had back in the Second World War.
From this idyllic English setting, young paratroopers were dropped into the battlefields of Normandy and Arnhem, many never to return.
Arnhem, I want to say that's Holland, Operation Market Garden. I'm not sure though.
It holds a very special place in the heart of the Parachute Regiment.
The recruits have passed depot now, and no matter who you are, how old you are, or what you did or are going to do, the fact that you are in the Parachute Regiment makes you equal, and that's the idea behind Hardwick Hall.
The platoon commander, Captain Ratcliffe, lays a wreath at the Memorial to Airborne Forces.
We've got a fierce and tenacious history, and that history normally involves us jumping into a war zone or entering that war zone first. And that's something to be proud of. So if I can instill that pride in the recruits from day one and make them understand exactly who has laid the foundations of this fine regiment down before us, hopefully they'll try to buy into that and emulate it throughout training.
The Paras have got such a short history, and yet it's so vibrant and colourful and just amazing. For such a short time, you can't help but be in awe of it.
As the platoon prepares to march past assembled veterans, dignitaries and visitors, a Dakota aircraft performs a flypast. Tens of thousands of World War II paratroopers jumped from this type of aircraft into the battlefields of Northern Europe. The Germans nicknamed them the Red Devils.
So when I think of the Red Devils, I think of Band of Brothers. I think it's episode 4, Crossroads. It was after Operation Market Garden, and some Red Devils had gotten stranded across a river, and Easy Company had to go rescue them. And they had a big celebration after.
Over the last 7 months, the young men of Athens Platoon have taken on the biggest challenge of their lives. From the moment they arrived at Catterick Garrison, they were left in no doubt that parachute regiment training was one of the toughest tests in Britain's armed forces. To complete it successfully, they've had to prove again and again they've had the necessary fitness, determination, grit and mental robustness to join the regiment.
Good, keep it up, good.
Many would suffer injury and be compelled to start rehabilitation. Some would decide a life in the airborne forces wasn't for them. And others had to keep pushing themselves further and further to achieve their ultimate ambition. Out of a starting number of 34 recruits, only 8 have made it to the very end of this one course and can call themselves originals. And these 8 paratroopers have earned the right to wear the Parachute Regiment's famous beret.
It's the Marine machine, you're proud to have this. And every time you put it on, you want to make sure everything's perfect, cap badged in the right place.
It's like wearing body armour. You know, this is my body armour, you know, this is my shield. If I wear this, I feel safe.
It's good to finally wear it. Putting it on my head that first day, saying I'll get it one day. Got it finally in the end.
Yay, Coates. And the rest of the lads, of course. So I'm glad that they ended that episode on a happy note, but it is sad to think that in the next 5-10 years or so, there will be no more World War II vets. We owe so much to them. They were truly the greatest generation. Thanks for watching. Once the last episode is published, I'll put it right here. And if you do want to see that video that compares the British and American armies marching, it's right here.